We graduated.
Pastor Steele, thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Appreciate you.
We need to call all the phone.
Yes, we do. Get Jim on the phone and open up this too. Let me get Jim. Jim's gonna have to join us by phone. Let me get him on the phone real quick. Hey, sir, you able to take it by phone? Okay. I'm gonna put you on speaker here, Jim. Yes, sir. All right, we'll put Mr. Fowler on the speaker over here. Gotcha. We'll start off by calling the, open up the public notice for a beer board. Open up a public notice hearing for the Goat Bar and Grill located at 6900 Highway 41. We'll start off by opening that first. If anybody has any comments or anything for the beer board on the Goat.
Just to allow them to sell beer.
Allow them to sell beer. Looks like that's just a beer.
Home premise consumption.
Yep, home premise consumption. And
I don't care, are they liquor, are they pursuing liquor too?
I don't think so. I think it's just beer.
That would be through the state.
Yeah.
I know, that's why I asked if they were pursuing.
Yeah, I've not heard if they have.
Okay.
We are.
You are? Okay. Hey, there we go.
Are you Mr. Barnett?
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations for taking it off.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Anybody have anything for that? We'll go ahead and close the public hearing then for the beer board for the Goat. We'll move on to, yeah, we'll go ahead and want to make a motion to go ahead and approve the Goat's Bar and Grill's beer permit.
That's what we do, didn't it?
That's the public hearing. Now we need to do a motion to,
Okay.
motion and a second to approve it, and let's pass it.
I'll make a
Make a
motion.
motion. Got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect. Congratulations. You're ready to go? All right, in your package, you've got your minutes from last September 12th, 2022.
Make a motion, we pass them.
Have a motion?
Second.
Have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving right along. Number 6, security cameras for the park. Last month we looked at doing the tennis courts and the little section there, and it came in at, so I'm gonna have to refer back here to see, like 19,000 or something. So we voted to go up to 50,000 to see if we could do the entire walking track. And whoo, boy, don't get me to estimate anything on your house, because I was way off there. We had the company come out, walk it. They gave us a drawing here that you've seen in your packets. Gets us the entire complex. It gets us both playgrounds. It gets us the tennis court parking lots. It adds some lights. It pretty much gets us where we get 360 coverage on it, and it come in at $88,311.17. So they could start pretty quick and get that knocked out pretty quick. One recommendation I have is maybe we pay for this through our fund balance. Let's pay for this project through a fund balance instead of
Well, we allocated 50,000.
Up to 50,000, yeah.
50,000, and we need another
30.
38, 39,000.
So I'd like to
And
move
we
that
have
to
the
a,
money in there, is that
yeah,
correct?
absolutely. You've got the money in your fund balance, so I'd like to move that project over to a fund balance project if we could.
I think we need the security there. I think it would be a good idea.
I do too. I do too.
Is that a motion?
I make that motion.
I'll second it.
I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect.
Mayor, that does get all the walking track too.
Yeah, we'll say it gets us 360, pretty much a walking track. It gets us both playgrounds, parking lots at the complex. It gets us parking lot at tennis courts, all the tennis courts. We're pretty much covered for the block. And so,
Include part of the high school and
Yes, sir.
yeah, actually, yeah.
parking lot, baseball field,
Yes.
Stan Wilson's place.
Don't remember looking at that one.
Mr. Weeks, we get Mr. Weeks in there?
Gibbs is on.
Yep. Sweet. Evie's on there.
Well, just get it down to
Good
your
to know.
house if you want to. We'll take it down to your house.
I'd rather you not.
Okay.
Number 7, camber system for sewer system, the vacuum jet. Part of our state plan is we have to video, and we're going to have to do this I&I repair. We're required to do so much maintenance on certain parts of the system every year, every quarter. So we've been looking for a camera system. We found this company that we bought the VacCon trailer from. It came in at $98.50. So we're requesting to purchase that. He came out and demoed for the crew, and we love it because it maps. It gives you the map. It works off Bluetooth on your phone, so it gives you latitude, longitude. It ties the picture to our mapping system, so you can select. We can go to our mapping system where we're mapping our lines and click on that footage, and it'll show us the footage from that date of that pipe. And so that's something that's going to be a useful tool.
Just give a little background. You said if we have that contracted, somebody
Yeah.
come out to do,
Yes,
it's $4 a foot.
$4 a foot is what the going rate is right now.
We've got 60 miles of,
Roughly, what, Paul, we'd come up with 60, right, we're in the 60s.
right around 60 miles of
Pipe.
pipe. That's a lot of foots
That's a lot of foots. So,
at $4.
this thing has
is
a-
$9,800.
$9,800, and it has what it does too, goes on the end of that jetter, and it has these jets on it, so as you're videoing it, it's actually cleaning the pipe too, so you're knocking out 2 jobs at once, for one. And like I say, 5-year warranty on the camera, and it's gonna be a requirement. It's something we're part of this, order that we're
It's
under.
gonna help us with the state.
It's gonna help us with the state,
I'll make a motion.
so that's why we're asking for that device.
Yep. I don't see how we cannot buy it, let's buy it.
So we have a motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that company has a source, well, it's under the limit, but they are a Sourcewell company, so that we get a better pricing. All right, number 8, personnel. So we've got a couple of new hires we'd like to ask for. I'll start off with part-time employee we'd like to hire in at full-time, T. Jackson, and we'd like to put him in streets.
Yes, sir.
So we'd like to move him over there. But we need to do these individual, or can we do them as one, Mark? How would you recommend?
Well, we got, all of them are part-time, right?
One of them's gonna be a total new hire, we can do it separate if we
Yeah,
have
do the
to.
new
2 will be
hires
part-times to full, and then
Two
the other.
part-times be okay.
So we have T. Jackson that'd like to go to streets, and then we've got Justin Graham, who's a part-time reserve officer. We wanna move him to full-time. So that'll be our 2, part-time to full, one's police, one will be streets. So if I can get it, I'll make a motion for that. If I get a second.
Well, I'll second.
All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The third is gonna be a new hire. We've got the ad that was in the paper, so this will get us back to full staffing. Gentleman just graduated out of the academy, Derek Long, and we'd like to have him added to our police staff too. So I'd like to, Chief, anything you'd like to say on Derek? You've interviewed, everything looks.
He's a real good kid. Man, he's as good as the one we lost.
Yes, sir. So he's gonna fit in good with the crew. Yeah, like I say, interviewed really well.
I hated to lose track of something.
I make a motion, we hire Mr. Long.
All right. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect.
Wake Jim up over
All right. Number 9, mayor reports. Just a few things I have. Kind of a short meeting tonight. December the 10th will be our Christmas parade. Lineup's going to be at 5 o'clock, and it'll start at 6 o'clock. And Hard Candy Christmas, Dolly Parton's Hard Candy Christmas is a theme. That's something we have coming up. Our Jack-o'-lantern Jamboree, of course, the end of the month, 4 to 8. One thing we do ask is something we had kind of picked up last year. It's been kind of picking up a little every year, but people trying to slide in at 3:30, and we're trying to set up. We'd like to ask that you just come at between the 4 and the 8 if you could, because we've got trucks in there and we're trying to set up, and we want to be safe with kids around, so 4 to 8 are times that we're open. Square looks great, so a lot of progress has been made there. You guys have done a good job, Justin, Jamie, and all the crew. Kind of changed up some of the decorating, and hopefully we got a few surprises that come in before then. We're kind of waiting on to get delivered, but looking for a good festival. Hoping for great weather.
Sure.
So that's one thing we got coming up. But yeah, one thing I'd like to bring up in mayor reports, I'd like to flip the planning commission and our city meeting next month. So I'd like to move the city meeting to November the 7th and the planning commission to the 14th. We have some of the mayors are going on this trip, the Thrive group, and we'll be out of town that week, so I'd like to flip it if we can. So I'd like to get a motion and a second, if we could, to move that meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion? Get a second?
Would you move the plan to?
Move, planning will go to the 14th.
Second.
Does I have a second? So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Jim with us?
We need to wake Jim up, I think.
Get Jim going. I think that is everything we have. One thing I want to say is the Marion County TDEC ARP allocation money, there was 922.55 that they had to allocate. So all the mayors or any of the utilities went
This is money that came to Marion County.
came to Marion County that they were going to get to disperse to the utilities. So we went to a county commission work session and was able to present our projects that we had, some improvements we wanted to do. And I took 2 projects over there. We collaborated with South Fishburg and Kimball on one of them. One of them would be a water interconnect, and what we would do is where Hot Stuff Food is, we have a 10-inch line that stops there. And on Lofty Drive, South Fishburg has a 10-inch water line that stops there. So we're going to do an interconnection between them. So you never know what happens. You never know. You know, Somerville, Georgia was in a shade, Jacksonville, Mississippi. You never know when something happens. We had a fire at the water plant, or we had a storm, something take us out, or God forbid, or South Fishburg had the same thing. This gives us a redundancy, so we can pull water from their system to ours, or we can send water to theirs. So it's kind of one of those things we wanted to work on. We've been talking about this for about 1.5 years, and we're finally able to make it come true. So we asked for $1.2 million, and we were granted that. So we're going to get that project to us. And our match is $211, but it's going to be a 3-way split between South Fishburg, Jasper, and Kimball. So essentially, we're going to get $1.2 million for about $70,000. So that was a heck of a project. And so I went with them. We have this sewer plant rehab we're in the middle of, the state's requiring us to do, and that's a $5.4 million project. And we've secured $3.7 million in grants. So I went to them and asked for money for that. Let's pay some more money on that project, and we were awarded $432,641. So we got it down to where we've got this paid for. 4.1 million is paid for. So we're down to 1.3 million is all we're going to have to come up with, and we still got time to find money for that too. So that's our goal. We're going to hopefully get this thing paid for. So that's something we're working towards.
What's the possibility of connecting the sewer lines? Jasper and South Pittsburgh.
That's a little harder. That's a little harder project.
I'm just
Eventually, I'm not saying it won't eventually happen because we're real close now. There is a line on industrial. It's a smaller line, but yeah, that is a possibility. I could see that happening one day. It could be a regional type deal if you had to, or somebody got in a bind like this, like we're in now. Yeah, that could happen. Something else too we're working on is on the north end of the county. We're actually had some testing done a week and a half ago with Tennessee American. We're testing a couple of our lines up there to see if we can have a connection on that end. So that's anytime you can do something like that.
Sequatchie River area there?
Sequatchie River area. Yeah, there's 2
Little
hydrants.
Sequatchie.
Little Sequatchie. We tested a place there, and there's on the other side of 28th, there's a place we tested some lines to see feasibility if we could do an interconnection there. So anytime you can do backup plans, redundancy plans, I'm all for it. I mean, it only gets your citizens in better shape. So that's something we're big on. Cool. Let's move on to reports. We'll start with library.
We're doing really well in terms of our programming. Our story hour has started with Carolyn Ferguson. We have live story hour with children, and then we also have, she does a virtual, so twice a week, the library is providing stories to children that normally would not get them. We have our senior citizens group are very busy doing things. In September, we had a tea in honor of the Queen. The women had a great time. We put it in the newspaper. Thank you for putting it in the newspaper. Thank you for putting it on the news for WEPG. We also are now doing a craft and chat night once a month. We have people coming. The last time we had it, we had 10 people that came, brought their crafts. So it's another thing for the community to be involved in here in our community room. We're just trying really hard to make this accessible to others. Some of the things that are coming up in the future, we have a quilting group that started in October. They're coming here once a week to use this room from 10 to 3 every Thursday, so it's another way for this room to be utilized. The fire department, thank you very much, Josh, is in October is going to be coming with our senior citizens, and he is going to train them in how to use fire extinguishers. So he's gonna start fires, and he's actually going to put the fire extinguisher in their hands, and they're going to put out the fire. That's what we're hoping.
In this room? In this room?
We're gonna do that outside.
We're going to do it outdoors, obviously.
Okay.
But, one of the
I'm
things
good.
that when tomorrow. So if anybody wants to come down. But one of the things that when I talked to my senior citizens about, and we talked about this being National Fire Safety Week, most of them were saying, yeah, I have a fire extinguisher at home, but I've never touched it, it's still in the box, I don't know. So we're hoping that even if this saves one person in one person's house, we all get flustered in those situations, but even if by them actually practicing and doing it, it'll take away some of those fears of them actually being able to do this on their own. So thank you so very much, Josh, for putting it together for me. We are going to participate in the Jack-o'-lantern Jamboree, where we'll have a booth and hand out thousands of bags of candy like we did last year. And we're going to, if anybody wants to participate as judges, we are going to have a senior citizen Halloween costume party. So if anybody would like to come and be a guest judge, I would relish that. I do want to focus on a few of our numbers. I have been trying to put on your report, if you flip over to the middle part, a yearly total, and it's astounding with the number of people that walk through our door, and not just standing at the back door, like our mayor did today, walk back and forth to increase the numbers. We don't do that. But in the short period of time since July.
I was just trying to hit you out.
I know. But in the
That and this city meeting might be the only times he comes to the library.
I won't say that. He's a great supporter of our library, so. But we, just in the short period of time since our fiscal year started in July, we have had over 6,500 people walk through our door. Now, that's not walk in and walk out. We divide it in half, so so that's a total of 6,509 people that have come in. And I did put on one quick little thing that I will mention so everybody in the public can know.
Yes.
If you read one book a day to a child for every day of their life until they're 5 years old, they will have read to them 1,825 books. So our goal is to put a book each day in a hand of every child. So thank you for your support.
No, thank you. You did a great job. No, I'd get nervous when I come up here. Last planning commission we had up here, we're all sitting here all quiet. It's finishing up, and right over there behind Pastor Steele, a squirrel comes wide open, flying out of the roof. So we had quite a bit of a show there that night.
It's exciting.
It was. You do a lot of great stuff.
6,500 people in 3 months.
That's a lot.
It's a
Now,
lot.
some people come every day.
Some
Probably.
people come every day. I didn't forget to mention that we do have we had in the month of September, 18 wonderful volunteers that came and put forth 35 hours just on their own time. In the library, we have some people that come and just show books. We have a woman that comes and preps for our story hour. She loves to do that to help Carolyn Ferguson out. And then we have somebody that actually is volunteering their time doing some computer work for us that we just can't get to, and purging some of the inactive patrons that we have on our computer. So
That's great. That is great.
awesome.
That is awesome work. Yes, it is. All right, Parks and Animals.
Start with parks. I'm not gonna read everything, but I got some points I wanna make. We had just finished up a tournament here in Jasper over the weekend. We had 20 select ball teams. And I'm gonna thank y'all and the mayor for allowing me to use the full crew, because we were able to come in Saturday night, completely turn the park back over, get ready for Sunday. And special thanks to all these guys and girls that come in at 9 o'clock Saturday night, and then we left about midnight, just turning everything over. So that was great. Of course, I was there all day, so it didn't matter, but so it was great to have help there at the end of the day. And also, I'm gonna touch base, we do have a Veterans Day Parade November 12th at 1 o'clock. I didn't put that in my report. And then, of course, the Jack-o'-lantern Jamboree, the mayor's already hit. It's October 29th from 4 to 8. And remember, October 31st is still trick-or-treating in Jasper. If I get the radio station, the paper, help me get that out. But, do y'all's thing on them too. And December 10th, the day of the Christmas parade, we will have Santa on the square. We don't have any time set for that yet, but we'll get that probably next meeting and start advertising that too. And everything else is, I'm not gonna touch the rest of that. Thanks, y'all.
Something I will say is we did have a lot of compliments on how clean that park and that complex looked and just how put together it was. They were amazed.
Yeah,
A lot of good
we have our
compliments.
faults, but it was a good weekend for us this
It was an absolutely amazing time.
Thank you for the flowers.
It looks so much better. Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, the little girls, they had fun this weekend. We go in the bathroom, and there's big bundles of flowers in there, but I appreciate that, but it's, they certainly someone next year, that was good.
We need to talk about that.
You want to cover streets too, or are you good?
The streets, basically, no.
Yeah, there you sounds good. Perfect. Moving on to fire. October Safety Month. Here we go.
We had a total of 12 calls. Also, several months ago, the mayor and I set a meeting at the Lawsonville, the state farm marshal's office, and we applied for a grant for $15,687. I applied for 2 air packs, and we received that grant. Just very few of the fire departments in our region got that grant. We were one of them.
Yay.
And we actually got those air packs in last week, and they're in service on our truck, so just let everybody know that.
Good job.
Very
Good
good.
job. We'll take free anytime we can get it.
That's the first air packs that's been in the fire department in 20 years.
20
First new.
20 years. Wow. I can believe that.
Good job.
All right. Chief, you ready?
For the month of September, we answered 393 calls. We wrote 85 violations. We had 7 crashes on the roadway, had 1 with injuries, and had 5 parking lot crashes. So our call number is still up.
Well, it's down from last month. It was
It
400
400
something.
something last
That's
month.
still a lot. That's still a
We
lot.
wrote
Chief, we appreciate
7
it.
less tickets.
We come off the list. Anything but general? Y'all have any general business? Anybody with anything but general?
Would you like me to invite people to coffee?
Absolutely, yes. We have chamber coffee in the morning at Cafe 41. The town of Jasper is actually hosting that. We'll kick it off at 8. So we're looking forward to that tomorrow. Anything else, anybody? Cool. Adjourn this?
Make a
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Where's Jim? Did Jim adjourn?
We move right into the water board.
Jim
meeting.
already adjourned.
Jim adjourned, okay.
I think he's still on there. Yeah, he's still with us.
All right.
We'll move right into water. So we'll call the water board meeting to order. In your package, you have last month's minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Have a motion?
Second.
Have a second? All in favor? We have full adjustment, or water adjustment, or sewer adjustment, should I say, of $1,559.43.
That's us.
You got one that was a swimming pool that was quite a bit, and it was a liner replacement's what they told us. Had a pretty good show.
Mac, what'd you do there?
That's expensive. I'll make a motion.
Motion?
Second.
Have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then, don't have the water report. They were having some computer issues at the plant, so I don't have that. But I will get that out to your email. That's everything we have for water.
I say we're done.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Yay.
Aye.
Perfect.